So you were talking before we started. I and you brought this up as people thinking it's interesting. I do think it's interesting. You actually consider yourself transgender male. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm trans, man.
And I think that's really interesting being in the hip hop. The only other people that I've heard that are bisexual or gay, I think, are Frank Ocean and Tyler the Creator. I'm not really familiar with any others. I'm sure there are others, but
No, I'm not bisexual or gay.
yeah. I guess
I'm a trans man, so that's why I'll be the first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what's dope about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what people tell me. Oh, you should, put your story out there. Because I mean, technically, if you really want to think about it, Young M.A., I feel like she's the first lesbian girl, stud girl, whatever, that really popped off. Besides the Brat, but she's older. She's from like the 90s, and people don't really listen to her no more. You know what I'm saying? So this is like the new era, whatever. I'll be the first trans man. You know what I'm saying? Transformation from female to male, and then people will never notice. I'm trans man realness. I'm part of a house called Balmain House. And I walk the category trans man realness, which means people can't tell that I was ever a female before. Like people like that, just what makes it good for me to walk that category, because I'm a win every time. You know what I'm saying? Because I go against other trans men around the world, because we got people in our house from Paris, London, the West Coast, the East Coast, down South, Midwest, everywhere. Like we're everywhere, literally.
Yeah.
And there's other houses like Gucci House, I'm saying Revlon, Ebony House. They have different houses, and we all compete against each other at balls. So we walk ballroom. So like if I walk Trans Man Realness, I walked the first time in Chicago of this year in March.
Okay.
And I had to bring it as Mr. Freeze, that means I had to wear all white, and then it said with a little bit of bling. And so I had my chain on, I had my grill, I had my earrings, all that, my watch. And then I had to walk against the other trans men, and then I had to walk against Pretty Boy Realness, which means I could be walking against straight guys. It really doesn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just anybody who's for that category. Because I'm in a Pretty Boy Realness category too, because my face is pretty.
Okay.
So I walked against other pretty boys, and I won grand prize. That means I won against people in my category, the trans man one, and the pretty boy one. That was my first ball. And then I walked in Detroit, and I walked trans man realness, and the category was construction worker. So I had to bring it as a construction worker, but I had to bring it like in a sexy way. And I had my chain on and all that, and like suspenders, and I had like paint all over with the work boots and the work gloves, the hard hat, all that stuff. And I won grand prize for that. And then I walked a few, I think 1 or 2 other balls, but I didn't win those ones. But, you win some, you lose some. The house is really like, my house anyway, is full of so much positivity, so many good vibes, so much love. You know what I'm saying? It's people from all over the world, like so many people I've met, so many fans I've gained. Like literally my fan base really started growing when I joined that house. We were just on a show on HBO Max called Legendary, and it was houses against each other, and they choose like 5 people from each house to compete. And there was 3 to 4 judges, and one of the judges was Megan Thee Stallion. But anyways, at the end of the day, our house won, and we won $100,000.
Wow.
So now we're the top house. We're 100K house. That's what everybody calls us. And it's actually, I feel like it's helped us. Everybody get up there. My house has been around for 5 years. It was just our 5-year anniversary.
Damn.
When we were in Atlanta. That's why I was in Atlanta for balls.
Okay.
And we had a big photo shoot as well. We should be getting those pictures soon. And I think I walked, 2 balls? 2 balls, I think. I walked there. And then, the rest of the time just had, fun and, getting out there, linking with people. It was a good time, though.
Yeah. That's really cool, man, that you're doing that. So I guess you started that beginning of this last year or this year, you said?
Yeah, I went to Chicago because you can't just join a house. You know, people can present you to a house. And my brother from here, his name's Linus, he wanted to join the house, but he didn't want to. He's more of a timid person. He didn't want to do it by himself. So I did it with him. So you have to go for an interview. So we went for our interview in Chicago. And it's basically, you know, you're in front of the, you know, people that are members of the house already. And, you know, it's like an interview. That was probably the only interview I had, actually. So it's like an interview. You had an interview. People ask you questions. You answer them. Tell a little bit about yourself. And then you go in a room, and they all talk, and they vote for you. They vote yes or no if you should be a part of the house. I got 100% yes.
Wow.
And so that night, I walked my first ball when I came as Mr. Freeze in all white.
Damn.
Yeah, so you got to get voted in, but it's way worth it.
Wow. You're just a talented individual. You does that correlate with your music at all? Like, have you made connections from music through that at all? Or
actually, there's actually a lot of people in my house who do music. And we're actually doing a song together for our house. Like a ball main song for our house, because we have chants as well. So at balls we have chants, like one of them is like BALI, you know, like spelling it out and stuff. Ball main, you know what I'm saying? And then we got like other ones that we have. I think we got like about like 7 or 8 different chants, and really to me it reminds me of a sorority, like, you know, a sorority house, like where they do that stomping down south. They do that dancing that they do, and then the sorority house and stuff, like kind of like that. You know, we got really good connections, and we're really actually a big family. Like in Atlanta, we all stayed in one big Airbnb, like a mansion. Okay. Like we were in a rich ass neighborhood. All the people are looking at us like, what are all these black people doing here? Like, dude, we're renting the Airbnb. Calm down. Like, we're just here to, you know, do what we have to do, and then we'll be out your hair. We ain't gonna fuck shit up. Calm down.